This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, glass half full. Lucas Giolito, you had to be impressed with him. You're certainly not impressed with Whitlock and Slaten as they do not get the job done. Red Sox led 6-0. They were cruising. All of a sudden, the Blue Jays wake up. The bats got going. And they won home run derby against the Red Sox and walked off in the 10th inning to even up the series at a game apiece. We welcome you to our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller. I've done interviews. I've had the privilege of doing interviews with Theo. Yes, that Theo Epstein, Buck O'Neill, Bobby Thompson, the Iron Man, Cal Ripken Jr., George Brett, Johnny Damon, Terry Francona, Jim Palmer, country music legend Garth Brooks, and the former senator from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, John Kerry, and many more. We are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, as well as the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which you know is free and available wherever you get your podcast. On our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, we are going to discuss Lucas Giolito and his first start of the season and his Red Sox debut. Pitched well over 6 innings. Got to the 6th, though, and ran into trouble. Do we give Garrett Whitlock a pass for giving up the game-tying home run to Anthony Santander? I'm not so sure. And then Justin Slaten loses it in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Blue Jays wake up, and I wouldn't want to play them over the next couple of weeks. I think they're about to get on a little bit of a run. They used the long ball against the Red Sox. We'll see what Tanner Houck can do in the finale on Thursday. We do want to hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. Join the conversation if you're with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. And as always, we encourage you to follow on the X at Lennox on Baseball. Our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast presented by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off on your first year.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Well, you'll talk about Lucas Giolito on Thursday with your friends and family, but you also talk about the fact that Giolito gives up 2 home runs in that 6th inning, and then Garrett Whitlock takes the mound in the bottom half of the 7th inning with the Red Sox still up 6-3, but Garrett Whitlock gives up the 3-run home run to Anthony Santander. The Red Sox bats going silent, especially against Jeff Hoffman, who worked a 1-2-3 9th inning and then left the ghost runner at second base as he got 3 big hitters in the Red Sox lineup. One of those hitters right now, not so big because Trevor Story is in a funk. Bregman retired, Story retired, Willie Abreu retired, and the Red Sox leaving that ghost runner in scoring position. And you just kind of had a feeling it was going to end with the Blue Jays doing something, and they end up walking this one off. Alex Cora tried with Slaten on the mound. He loaded up the bases, trying for the force out at any base, and also potential inning-ending double play, but didn't happen. Game-winning base hit. Alejandro Kirk, ball game over, bottom of the 10th inning. And with that, the Red Sox 3-game win streak comes to an end. They're now 3-2 on this road trip. You want to see 4-2 with Tanner Houck on the mound in the series finale on Thursday, although you're going to go to bed tonight, wake up tomorrow wondering, gee, can Tanner Houck put together a strong start, or are the Blue Jays bats all of a sudden wide awake going to go after Tanner Houck and somehow, some way get to him? Blue Jays entered Wednesday with 16 home runs on the season. I even said it during the series at Fenway Park. The bats have been quiet. And in that series, they did take 3 out of 4. And Giolito, terrific over 5 innings. I think he, had 3 1-2-3 innings in his outing. 1-2-3 5th inning, 66 pitches, 47 strikes. And 3 1-2-3 innings over the first 5. Threw 23 pitches in the first inning. Nerves, not rust. But you'll take Giolito in his 6 innings, and I think, he takes them out next time out. You're looking for 6, you're looking for 7. But Whitlock gives up the 3-run home run to Anthony Santander, and again, the bats go quiet. Bregman home run, now a 10-game hit streak. It was 2-0, 3 batters in. Carlos Narvaez hits a 2-run home run to make it 6-0, and I'm writing my game story, my recap. Red Sox win 4 in a row. They're now season-high 4 games over 500. Guess what? Nope, didn't happen. Now the series is even 1-1. Let's get to your comments. With us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, hit that comment button. Go ahead, share your frustration, because this is a tough one. You're up 6-0. Yes, it's on the road. But this is a team that, again, 16 home runs entering Wednesday night. Are they capable of hitting home runs? Absolutely. Smoke Dog 1982 checking in. That was deflating. I can't for the life of me understand why Cora let Giolito in for the 6th inning. Simply can't lose that game when you're ahead 6-0. And Giolito, he didn't have – it's not only Smoke Dog 1982, our guy Derek, and we're thinking of you, buddy, and your family. He gives up the 2-out walk, and the bullpen all of a sudden scampering to get ready. 2-out walk, 2-run home run, solo home run in that 6th inning. And that gave the Blue Jays life. Daulton Varsho, home run. Kirk, solo home run, 6-3. And Whitlock gives up the 3-run home run, but I don't know that I have issues with Giolito. I always want to see the starter. If he takes the mound for an inning, I want to see him end the inning. But that 2-out walk, and all of a sudden his location went away real quick. And maybe he went to the dugout after the 5th inning thinking I'm done after 5. I don't know. But he may have checked out. But he got the first 2 outs in the 6th inning. You're thinking, okay, finish strong. But the 2-out walk was telling. And not only does he give up the 2-run home run, he gives up the next home run back-to-back. Andrew the GOAT, bleep poor loss. Yeah. Can't give Smoke Dog 1982. You can't give Whitlock a pass. As well as he's pitched this season, you can't, because you've got to come through in that situation. That's what you're being relied on to do. And it wasn't like it was in his 2nd inning. It was in his 1st inning. Gives up the 3-run home run. Santander, 4th of the season. To this point, hasn't really met expectations as a new member of the Toronto Blue Jays organization. Marcus checking in. Looked like we were heading for a sweep. Need to salvage some of that early momentum and produce a series win. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. But you have a 6-0 lead. I mean, everything going right. Everything. But you end up 6-0 through 6. You end up with just 7 hits. And Will Middlebrooks, first NESN reference, mentioned it. So did Dave O'Brien with Will Middlebrooks. All of a sudden, those strikeouts started creeping up. All of a sudden, 6-0 cruise control. We got this. No. Nope. And I really do think you woke up the Blue Jays. And that's hard to say because the Blue Jays took 3 out of 4 from the Red Sox at Fenway earlier in the month. And speaking of the month, you close out April with a loss. Tomorrow starts a new day. Tomorrow starts a new month. But this is a Blue Jays team entering Wednesday having lost 3 in a row and 8 of 9. And backed it now 2 games under 500. 97 runs through their first 29 games and 16 home runs. You hit 3. You give up 3 home runs to the Blue Jays. Again, this is a team that has pop and can hit the ball to the yard. They just haven't really done it until Wednesday night. So you scratch your head on this one. And yeah, it's the bullpen in support of Giolito. But the bats, you're up 6-0. And it almost, there were some empty at-bats in there along the way. There really were. Again, against Hoffman, who you aren't going to see on Thursday, that's a positive for the Red Sox. You get Jose Barrios, who pitched very well against you at Fenway a few weeks ago. Went 7 innings, gave up just 1 run in his outing. So you go to sleep tonight, man, you're ready to feel good about this team. And if it had just been simply a 3-2 loss, 9 innings, no problem, but you get walked off in the bottom half of the 10th inning, you do nothing in that top of the 10th inning. The advantage, you hear it all the time. Advantage to the opposing team, the visiting team in extra innings. And in that, you want to, you want 1, but really you want more than 1. How many times have you heard that? Did not happen. Right back at you, Derek. That is great news to hear. Derek sharing some personal news. We won't share it, but just keep Derek, Smoke Dog 1982, part of our crew here on Locked On Red Sox Postcast. Just keep him, his family, in your thoughts and in your prayers, if you will. Yvonne, I don't care what anyone says. This is a weak team, no heart. Well, Yvonne, we're going to disagree, and you don't care what I have to say. It's a loss over 162. Are you going to look back on this one in a couple of months and say, man, that one really just bit you? And it probably does. You know, you lose 2 out of 3 against the White Sox. I think you're going to look back in July and see that series and be like, oh, man, that's just not there. Yvonne, I don't think it's a weak team. I do believe they have heart as well. I mean, it starts with the leadoff man, Jarren Duran. He's got plenty to go around. But again, just some empty at-bats there along the way. Red Sox lose. Now they'll go for the rubber game of the 3-game set. Numbers of the night. When we come back, Red Sox had a golden opportunity to go 4 games over 500 for the first time this season. Guess what? Didn't happen. Locked On Red Sox postcast presented by Monarch Money. Locked On Red Sox, part of the Locked On Sports Network, your team every day. Hey, ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, entertainment, easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is not just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building on your wealth. When you start using Monarch, you may just soon realize just how much money you're spending on food delivery. And with that realization, you can budget smarter and save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. Managing money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off on your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off on your first year. Locked On Red Sox postcast also presented by Wonderful Pistachios. Looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Well, crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1-ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to keep you feeling fuller longer. You may love the no-shell variety. It's a perfect grab-and-go snack for busy days. Whether you're snacking at your desk, on a road trip, or just need a quick protein boost, they're always the go-to. And if you love cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell options are certainly a classic favorite. The fact that Wonderful Pistachios is a complete protein, providing all 9 essential vitamins and amino acids. These little green wonders pack a protein punch. No shells, Wonderful Pistachios for their grab-and-go ease, the satisfying crack of opening each shell. It's like snack meditation. Whether you're running between meetings or dropping off the kids, Wonderful Pistachios are the snack that works as hard as you do. Get snacking, get cracking with a snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. Red Sox take one on the chin. Alex Bregman homering in the first inning for the second straight game. Now a 10-game hit streak. Tanner Houck goes in the finale. But the Jays have woken up, and they've got their guy on the mound tomorrow. You've still got Gausman. You've got Bassett. You missed both of those guys in this series. But Barrios can pitch well. Last time out, scoreless outing against the Yankees. And again, Red Sox could have gone to a season high 4 games over 500. Did not happen. Playing real well on the road. Real well. But Duran doing a nice job. He's now hit safely in 15 of his last 16 games. So he keeps getting on base. There's a couple in there right now. Trevor Story, 0 for 5, 2 for his last 34. That's your number of the night. And it's not all in his lap, but he's got to get going. Is he out of the lineup on Thursday? When was the last time you heard David Hamilton's name come out of my mouth? And that's a tough one to put him in there. Campbell, tough night at the plate. 0 for 4, a couple of strikeouts. Casas, 0 for 2, a walk, 2 strikeouts. He was lifted for pinch hitter Romy Gonzalez And then Gonzalez stayed in the game, struck out in the 8th inning. Rafaela, a couple of runs scored with a walk, 0 for 3 at the plate. Narvaez with the home run, 3rd on the season. And Connor Wong likely back maybe this weekend. And I said that last weekend. Out on a rehab assignment with AAA Wooster, and I don't believe he caught for the Woo Sox on Wednesday. Had some tenderness, some soreness in his hand. He's got that broken finger or fracture, and he'll come back. Early on in this game, I mean, the contact, Devers, just the ball exploding off his bat. Devers with a couple of doubles, now 10 doubles on the season. 4 of your 6 runs scoring with 2 outs in an inning. And you're up 6-0 and you can't add on. Giolito, again, terrific. Really was. Gives up the 3 runs over 6 innings. I go back and forth. I mean, Whitlock goes the 2, right? Ends up going the 2 innings, but gives up that game-tying home run in the 7th to Anthony Santander. And it came with 2 outs. The home run derby continues. 7 in the series for the Red Sox, but 3 for the Blue Jays, and they were all big in the game. All 3 of them. And that second home run on the back-to-back by Kirk against Whitlock in that 7th inning. Or I'm sorry, against Whitlock or against Giolito, pardon me. Kirk's home run to make it a 6-3 game, that really jumped him. That really got him going. Back at it, Tanner Houck. Tanner Houck's got to be solid. He's just got to have a strong outing. This is where Tanner Houck goes back to the hotel in Toronto and says, you know what? Giolito, first start of the season, terrific changeup. At one point, struck out George Springer, throwing 3 straight changeups. You don't see that often. Will Middlebrooks was amazed by it. But Tanner Houck has to go back to the hotel and say, you know what? My guys, they've picked me up. I got to pick them up. You really want to see, I'd like to see 7. All of a sudden, and you don't want to talk about a no-hit bid. Don't jinx the bullpen. Don't come out like I did a couple of days ago and say, hey, your bullpen's really in good shape right now. Now, Chapman worked 1 inning. Can he go back-to-back? Maybe. But you lose Whitlock until the weekend at home against Minnesota. 1 more left. 1 more left. Hit the comments one more time. Early on, Smoke Dog 1982. Do you think they threw at Bregman early on intentionally? I don't think so. It's certainly possible, but it seemed like that pitch got away. Now, where he threw it, that's where you're going to throw. If you're going to throw behind a batter, that's where you're going at because it's natural to back up in that situation. Rodriguez was in there as the opener. Probably knew he was going 1 inning, maybe 2. He threw 29 pitches in that inning. And then Bregman touches him up for the home run as well. Rafaela gets Guerrero at third 9 times out of 10. And, yeah, that was a big one. I know he wants that one back. That's from Marcus. Yeah, that was a strange play. And you kind of get a glimmer of hope because that ball didn't skip into foul territory and allow Guerrero to get up and race for home. But as soon as they put the camera on Guerrero, I thought, wow, they're going to get him at third base. That's a huge gamble. And the Blue Jays still make you think, what the heck are they doing? And they make you scratch your head a little bit saying, that's not baseball. That's not how it's supposed to be played. But Guerrero, you give him the benefit of the doubt. Knew he had to make it, and he was able to make it. Ahead of the throw from Rafaela. Again, hit him into the base runner, and eventually they score the winning run. Bases loaded, base hit, ball game over, walk-off victory for the Blue Jays. Houck on the mound in the finale. And we'll be with you within minutes of the final out of Thursday's finale. Then it's home for 6. 3 with Minnesota, off day next Monday, with the Celtics playing Game 1 of their Eastern Conference semifinal series at TD Garden next Monday. In case you haven't seen that yet, we'll be on board Monday night with the Locked On Celtics postcast. Celtics will be playing either the Knicks or the Pistons in round 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That series could possibly go 7 over the weekend, but Game 6 of that series will be in Detroit on Thursday. So again, our next Locked On Celtics postcast will be next Monday. Our next Locked On Red Sox postcast Thursday. Tanner Houck on the mound. Red Sox trying for a 4-2 road trip. and you really want it. You want to go home back to Boston 4-2 through Cleveland and Toronto. We'll see if it happens. As always, we do thank you for being on board with us. As always, we encourage you to acknowledge and think about supporting our sponsors. Supporting our sponsors like Monarch Money and Wonderful Pistachios is supporting us with Locked On as well. Locked On Red Sox, number one place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team, your Red Sox, win or lose, every day.